later on, the tools will often fail just because there's a space somewhere in there. So it's a good convention when you're naming things, use underscores instead of spaces. But I just thought I'd point that out. So what do you see in the map right now? What do we have? We've got this river layer running through. We have some cities. We have the states. I'm going to go to my lower 48 bookmark to get a better look at the map. So now I can see there are these cities all over. Looks like my rivers cover the lower 48. I have these state polygons and so on. If I go back to my table of contents, you see these check boxes here. If you click on those and uncheck things, you can turn data layers on and off in the map. Right? So I can even turn my base map layer off and remove everything. And then I can turn them back on. I can also reorder the things in my table of contents, right? So remember, whatever's the bottom of that list gets drawn first, and whatever's at the top of the list gets drawn last. So if I take my state polygons and move them to the top, what's going to happen? You won't see anything else, right? The rivers and the cities are going to be covered up. So let's do that. What I do is I click on this US states layer, I hold, and as I move it around, I see this thick black line, right? So I'm going to move it directly under the word layers and let go. Just like you said, right? So now it's drawn last, it's on top, it's covering everything else up. If I turn it back off, I still see those data living underneath it. And then I can click on it, move it around, and put it back just above the base map. All right. So what do you guys think about the map? Right? It's your first map. Pretty simple, pretty basic, but we're getting there. What time is it? Okay. Let's take a look at the attribute table. So we did a preview of the table in Arc Catalog. You can open the attribute table in ArcMap as well. The way you do it is you're going to right-click on the name of the layer in the table of contents. And this is going to open up a context menu. ArcGIS software is very reliant, very heavy on using these right-click context menus. So if you ever forget where something is or trying to figure out how to do something, right-click on something. See if a context menu shows up, and that may help you. So here, again, I'm going to right-click on the name of my layer in the table of contents. I have a bunch of options. My third one down is Open Attribute Table. And I'm going to close mine real quick so it looks like yours when it opens. Oh. Anyway, it's probably something small and in the middle of the screen, right? So what I usually do when I open my attribute table is if I click on it and move it around, notice these blue things on the screen. These are locations where you can dock that window. So me personally, I usually tend to dock it at the bottom of the screen. And then I can also resize it if I want to. But now I can see those attributes again, right? So I can see they have a name field. They have an abbreviation for the name of the state. Looks like there's a population field. There's something for the length and the area. These two fields are automatically created for feature classes. Not for shapefiles, but for feature classes in geodatabases. It will tell you the perimeter and the area of a polygon in whatever units those data live in. In this case, it's meters and square meters. You can sort the fields just like before. So if I right-click on that name field, I can say sort ascending or sort descending. I can also get a quick summary of my data if I right-click on that POP 2013 and just say statistics. No, sorry, statistics. Yep, if I right click on it, open statistics, you can get a quick histogram of, say, a numeric field. Easily see the minimum, maximum, range, standard deviation, median. And you can do that for any field, again, that has numeric information. Right, so that's how you access the attribute table for your data. Right, we're going to right click on the name of the layer in the table of contents and say open attribute table. Any questions so far? All right. Let's go ahead and save our map document at this point. So I'm going to go to File, say Save, just like with anything else. If you need to, navigate to that D, Introduction to GIS folder. Mine defaulted to it. I'm going to call this Intro to GIS _ map 1 with my initials. And yeah, I'll replace the one I did the other day. What I'll also point out to you is in that handouts folder that has those PDFs, you can see there are also, looks like 5 different map documents. You can reference these later on. These will show you what the map looks like at the end of the tutorial. So if you want to work through this stuff again on your own, you can reference these maps. But I think that's a good place to stop and take a break. Maybe reconvene at 2:30. 10 or 11 minutes. Stretch your legs, grab some coffee, go next door, play with the sandbox if you haven't already. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to go over there for a minute.